Hello everyone, and today I'm going to tell you about the differences between China and the West and the things I noticed it when I was in China. So how could you make use of that in your next trip when you're in China and will not be confronted with those differences immediately and can be prepared for some of those things. So, well, I'm here now anyway in my hotel room, delayed in Beijing because my flight is delayed, so I'm stuck here for another day. However, in the meantime, the first difference what you will notice when you enter China is when you look at your smartphone. You connect with the Wi-Fi or you have a SIM card with internet connection and all the internet services are blocked. Also called here the Great Wall in China, that blocks everything for you. So think about, you can't access your Gmail, you can't access Google Maps. All the other Google services are blocked as well, such as YouTube. You need to think about Instagram, you can't use Facebook, Vimeo, Reddit. Everything basically what you can think of is blocked. However, there are workarounds for this. The first thing what you could do, which is officially illegal, is to use a VPN connection. And with a VPN connection you could pretend your phone to be browsing from another country. However, Chinese are dealing with this on an everyday basis and they have workarounds, like you don't need Google Maps for example, they are using Weibo. And what I did for as well is instead of using Google to go for your search results, you can use Bing as well. Another chat function what they will use, because WhatsApp is for example blocked as well, is they will use WeChat instead. And talking about WeChat, this will move on onto the second point I will tell you guys. They use this for everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. On WeChat you will search for your things, you will chat with people, but payment as well. You will pay with your phone through this, and there are different ways of doing it. So for example, you can send a transfer directly to another person. So if you're paying in front of a shop, you would scan the barcode, this will bring up his account, and then you could give him the amount and you will send it to him directly. The other way how to do it is you bring up a barcode on your phone, you let it be scanned by the sales assistant, and with that you agree to pay for a certain amount as well. So then on your phone it will pop up and say, do you agree to pay 20 yen? And then you say, yes I do, and then it's immediately transferred. And this is not only used directly to shop owners, but also in front of machines as well. And then the third tip I want to give you is when you're traveling around, make sure that you only buy the things you need. And this happened for us, for example, at the bus station in Hangzhou. We bought a bus ticket, and when we left the ticket desk, she also gave us an insurance ticket, and the ticket price was a little bit more expensive than the price was just mentioned on the board. So we went back to her and said, we don't want an insurance. And you don't need to buy those things, you don't need to buy insurance. So make sure you don't pay for those things. And be aware as well, there is differences in mentality between service desk people. So Hangzhou, basically all the southern part, east part as well, next to the coast, plus Beijing as well, those areas, those people in front of the service that they are relatively very grumpy, they are not friendly in general, especially not the foreigners, because they don't speak their language, they don't want to speak your language, they're not really helpful. However, if you move to Chengdu, the environment is completely different. They are really willing to help you and they are very, very, very friendly. And this also brings us to my third point, which you need to keep in mind, is when you book your train tickets. As a foreigner, you can't book your train ticket on the day directly on the station from the machine, so you need to go to the service desk. However, trains will be sold out in advance as well, so keep that in mind. So it could be easier to pay a little bit extra. However, then you go to a sales office somewhere in the city, and then you have your ticket in advance, and they can reserve and they can make every reservation, and you're always able to change your ticket when you arrive at the station in advance. So if you want to take a train earlier and that one is still available, you are able to change your ticket by paying or the difference in price, or if the train ride is cheaper or the same price, they will change it for free. Talking about trains, the trains in China are very nice, especially the bullet trains, the high-speed ones. They are very comfortable, they don't shake that much, they go fast, like 300 kilometers an hour at least, and they seem very clean as well, and very modern. And talking about transport, be aware that priority seats are really used for priority people. People normally don't sit on a priority seat, and because of that, you will normally see, even if the bus is almost empty, people will not, especially young people, will not sit on a priority seat because they are meant for elderly people when they get into the bus or the train. And then we are moving on to the most important thing maybe in Chinese culture, and that is the food. And with food comes queuing. You know where the good food spots are, because everywhere in China where there is a queue for a food stall, for a drinking place, if that's the case, that's because the food there is very, very, very good. And with queuing, I mean, in Chengdu, for example, we queued for 2.5 hours just to get 3 things of food. So this and this and this took us all together 3 hours and 50 minutes to get. You can tell how obsessed they are. When I was living in Taiwan, if you tell a certain person in Taiwan, in China, no matter where you're going, that you're going to a certain place, they will not ask you, oh, you're going to visit the Great Wall of China, the Great Wall, for example, when you're going to Beijing, or are you going to visit the Forbidden City? No, they will tell you, you need to eat those fish balls in Fuzhou because they are famous for their fish balls, or you need to go for hot pot in that restaurant on that street in that place in Chengdu because they are famous for that specific food over there. So they know the places where to get food. So even to extend on that, we were, for example, doing our WeChat trip, my girlfriend said, okay, we need to go to that certain place on our way back because they have the best carrot balls and the best certain type of snacks that you can get in that area from China. So I asked her, okay, alright, but what's on our way? This means 2 hours extra driving to that place, and also 2 hours driving from there back to Fuzhou where we had to go. So that means just 4 hours extra driving. That's how passionate they are, just to get special fruit from a special region. And if you are ever invited into a family dinner, be prepared that they drink a lot. They just drink a lot, especially the men. It's kind of, they cheer for everything. There's always a reason to go to someone and have another shot of wine that they drink, the Chinese wine. I saw even someone cheating during the dinner. She was, because there's a lot of group pressure. As a foreigner, you can say, I'm allergic to alcohol, I can't drink, so you don't need to participate in those games if you don't want to. However, as a local person, the pressure is a little bit higher. And I saw a girl who didn't want to participate in this. She had a bottle of water, and the Chinese wine literally looks like water. So every time she was filling her glass under the table, sneakily adding the water inside her cup so that the cup always was full and looks that there is wine. So if someone came to her and wanted to cheer up for something, she always had water to drink, and she just pretended that she was drunk in the end. And then another point is, if you are there during summer, be prepared, it's hot. So a very popular activity, especially for the youth, but basically for everyone, is during the day they just go to a shopping mall because there's air conditioning. You just go to a shopping mall. Where we in the Western world, we are happy that we finally have some good weather. We would like to sit outdoors, enjoy the sun, enjoy the weather, and they have that all year round. No, they have that just the whole summer. It's just too hot. They should just go to an air conditioned place, and that's a shopping mall. And then I want to mention just some things I noticed during my last part when I was there. Is basically how inventive some Chinese are. And that's especially if you look at some weird places you could discover. There's, for example, a restaurant which is completely focused on instant noodles. Could you imagine a restaurant completely focused on instant noodles? What will be $1, £1, €1 for an instant noodle package? They will charge probably a bit more just to have a whole range of instant noodles that you could eat. They have literally every type of instant noodles you could imagine. And another thing is, because you really don't want to wear your seatbelt here in China, I don't know, but for safety you have to. All the new cars will have that alarm system. So what some people are using is this click, what you just put in your seat, secure lock next to your seat, and then the alarm will not go off anymore. So there are those kind of inventions where I thought, yeah, that's also a way of avoiding safety. But overall, what you need to keep in mind is people are the same everywhere. People are people. People want to connect, and no matter how big the differences seem from a distance, people are the same. So yeah, just when you enjoy China next time, just enjoy it. Just go in blank and enjoy whatever you're doing there. They enjoy food, so if you are a food addicted person, you definitely need to go there. And well, that's it for now. I will be stuck here for longer, unfortunately, in this hotel room. My flight will be tomorrow afternoon. I should have already been back in the UK by now, unfortunately. But my next trip will be to Amsterdam, so that will be where my next coverage is about. Not sure what's heading next. I believe with a little bit of luck I'm going to Berlin as well. So if you want to catch up with those videos, you can watch back my China videos in the playlist below. And if you want to keep notified when my Amsterdam trip is coming up, hit the subscribe button below as well. And as always, hit the like button. And I will see you in the next video.